I'm back because I had already shot this video about manipulations, and this is what I talked about earlier. But as I was editing the video, something came up to me that really hit me strong that I didn't mention in the previous video, and that is regarding rewards. A lot of times, people will look at somebody else that they are wanting to get, to attract, or to take advantage of in any way that they might think of. And they will start giving gifts. And they just start showering gifts. Well, what they're intentionally trying to do is make it so that the person that they are giving these gifts to feel bad if they say no to anything that they want. I have seen relationships built on this, to where the woman, again, I'm using the woman even though I do know it goes both ways. I've seen women manipulate men using emotion. Ooh, I got to talk about that too, but we're going to go back to the other. So the guy will shower the woman with gifts. And generally this woman has never been in a very strong or positive relationship. And so he'll just shower her with gifts. At work she'll get gifts. Every time they meet each other they get a gift. And this whole relationship's built on these gifts. Well, then after he's kind of built in this, I'm going to call it kind of this solid core, he will start asking her to do things. Sometimes those things are against her values. They're against her morals that she has within herself. But now she feels committed. She feels like she can't say no. And the guy will take it further. Puts it past the point of her normal values to where she completely gives in. Where she gives in to do whatever he wants. And then that same guy, using the rewards, he will sometimes I've seen where they give a reward saying, "Oh, you were awesome." And I'm speaking specifically of some intimate flavors right now. So he will give her a reward. And this reward is essentially kind of training her. This sounds awful and it sounds negative, and I wish it wasn't the case, but this is what happens. And this reward is a way of still maintaining control. Then what happens is the relationship goes on, and it's been built on this whole reward system. And he'll give a reward, she gives a pleasure. He'll give a reward, she gives a pleasure. And that pleasure is not always intimate, but most frequently it is. And then what happens is sometimes the relationship will then start getting really rocky, and he will use the mere fact that she broke down on her values against her. And he will say, "There's nobody that's going to love you like I do. Look at this. I mean, you were a slut. You gave in to me. Nobody's going to want used trash. Nobody's going to want used items. I am here to tell you, you are not trash. Never have been, never will be. You are not trash." That man who does stuff like that, he is the one that needs to look in the mirror when he says trash. You are divine. And the honest truth is, he's afraid to lose you. He's afraid that you're going to walk out on him because you're his prize. he takes you around and he shows you off like this trophy that he won. And you'll frequently hear people say, well, how'd you get her? It's because they know him. You have been manipulated. I'm sorry, there must be somebody who I'm saying this for right now, because you may have been manipulated to the point by these rewards that you don't feel like you have any choice. You do. You are still free to choose. Even if you're in a marriage, you do not have to be manipulated. You do not have to allow manipulation. You do not need to give in to your husband. You do not need to give in to your wife. You still have your freedom, your choice. This is why good, solid relationships are built on communication. Positive, uplifting communication. Communication that does not put one another down, but builds each other up. And even when there's a conflict, you're able to talk about it. And then you're able to express love and care and support for being willing to talk about it. Rewards are frequently used by men to manipulate the women. I had to get that out there. There's somebody right now that needed to hear this, because as I was editing the video to get it up for you guys to watch, it just was coming back more and more and more. So now I want to talk about one more form of manipulation. I know this video is long, but it is a powerful one. And this is where, again, they use the rewards to develop the relationship. Then once they've got the relationship, they use your emotions against you. They use your values against you. They use your family against you. They tell you your parents aren't going to want to be with you anymore. Your friends aren't going to want to hang out with you. I'm the best thing you've got. They use verbiage like that, diminishing your value, diminishing your worth. I'm going to illustrate this again, and for those who are on the podcast, I'm going to try to describe it to you as well. So here I've got this box. Got a box here drawn on the board, and I want you to imagine that you are standing in this box. Well, this box right now, you can easily step out of it. You can easily, get rid of it. You can kick it. You can destroy it and stuff like that. Well, what happens is as people are using your own morals and values against you, it's like putting a weight on your head. And so here's a weight. I just put it on your head. And then I put another weight and another weight and another weight. Well, what's happening is you cannot stand that pressure anymore. And so you get pushed down into this box. And you are much smaller than you were before. And so now you're this small person in this box, and you feel like this is all there is. Now, this feeling can be like, nobody else will love me. Nobody else cares. Nobody wants someone used. We start putting all this stuff in, and the manipulator uses this to their advantage, because they like, you're right. They will say stuff like, nobody's going to want you, nobody's going to care, your family's not going to want you. And so one of the ways could be your own family. One of the weights could be your friends. Then they use the morals. Then they use values. Then they even use your church or your own belief system, whatever that may be. They use these in a negative way, pushing you down into the box because you gave into them. Because they gave you all these rewards, and then they then they get you to do something against your very values that you stand for, and they push you in this box. And as you're in this box, they have control of you. I wish it was not so, but they can pretty much move this box wherever they want, whenever they want. I've seen this where the person will go on trips, and while they're on a trip, the man, again, like I said, I understand it works both ways, but I am specifically speaking from a man to a woman's perspective. And from the man, he will take and go places with her, and while they're out, frequently treat her very well. But then when they get back home, they get back into the apartment or the hotel, wherever they're at, they'll say condescending and cutting remarks. Why did you say that? You definitely don't wear that dress again or that outfit. Oh, those shoes are awful. They will say things about things that you like. Because then what starts happening is your brain starts to essentially degrade. That you don't think that you have anything of value or worth, and that you can't think for yourself. They are controlling you so much so you don't even realize it. And the sad thing is you have family, friends, all of these people that they've used as a weight now, they actually can see what's happening. But you don't believe them. You don't believe that they really care. Because the person who's put you in this box has made you feel like they are the only ones that care about who you are. They have made you feel like you are nothing without them. To where the truth of the matter is, they are afraid to lose you. You have so much more power if you just use it. You don't have to stay in a relationship like this. Nobody has to stay in a relationship like this. And if it's an abusive relationship physically and your life is threatened, go get help from your local police officers. Go get help from a support group. You don't have to stay with this person. I don't care who it is. You don't have to stay with them. They are more afraid of losing you than they are of keeping you. Because they've got you in your little box. They've got you trapped. They can use you how they want. And they move you around from point A to point B and C. I mean, they just move you around wherever they want. And they use you however they want. You don't even realize you're being used. Because you think, oh, this is just such a wonderful relationship. Even though you may be crying half of the time, those few minutes of joy, those few minutes of happiness make you endure the pain even more. Because you don't feel like there's anybody else who can give you that any happiness. And they've made you feel like they are the only ones that can. And that nobody else will love you. Nobody else will care for you like they will. And then they just use it over and over again. I hope whoever this was for, I hope this was valuable. Because you really are amazing. Please believe it. Believe in yourself. Trust in yourself. Look at the relationships you're in. Identify if manipulation is going on. And if that manipulation is going on, be mindful of it so that you can stop it. that you can stop it. You can confront the person. Again, if this is a safety issue, go to your police officers. Get help. You deserve it. You are amazing. Believe it.